Today with us, we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady with us in our show, and she's a mother, a marriage coach, she's a pharmacy, but today I've learned something. That's what she does. So she's a pharmacy anyway, like we understand. She's a pharmacy, she's a public speaker, and a writer and a publisher. Make welcome to the show today, Mrs. Tolulope.
Thank you.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is TOLULOPE EKWE. I am, like she mentioned, a pharmacist by training. I'm a wife and mother. I am a marriage coach. I'm a public speaker, and I'm an author, among many other things.
Yeah. So, but let me ask you, what inspired your journey into family life and health advocacy?
Thank you so much for that question. Now, you see, the thing is, life has inspired my journey. Okay, what do I mean? Of course, family is very important to me. I think family has been important to me right from when I was little. Okay, because I remember times when I was like mediator between my parents, wondering what's going on? No, mommy, why? Daddy, why? Right from when I was little, and I was the one person who would speak up and talk to them, and they would listen. And then over the years, I remember when I started contemplating marriage, one of my concerns was looking for role models. And I'll look around, and they're very hard to find. I remember, getting disappointed the closer you got. You would see a couple that looked like, hey, this looks like it's working. Okay, this means it can work. And then you get closer to their story and it's like, oh, wow. So I wanted role models, and eventually I found a few, but also I really wanted to have a happy marriage. I didn't want to have a pretend happy marriage. There's a difference. I didn't want a marriage that looked happy. I wanted it to be happy. And so when I was praying for a husband, those were some of the things. But I also wanted to be able to help other people too, to achieve that. Now, being in healthcare, I studied pharmacy. Okay, so health is also very important to me. It became clear over time that, look, health is not just a function of the body. It's a function of your mind. It's a function of your relationships, your associations. It's a function of everything that's going on with you. It's almost impossible, especially for us women, to feel okay if one department is suffering. If one of your children is suffering, no matter how good work is going, something is off, So ultimately, it's all about the package of health, family inclusive.
Yeah, when you double cast is, that makes sense. When you say well, are you okay? Are you well? Means all round.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, not just about the health.
Not just about
I know it's making sense when you really understand. Sometimes people say something, but some people don't understand what you're saying. When you say health well, are you well? Are you okay? So it's not about sick, healthy, but healthy in the sense that everything around you is healthy.
Okay. Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
How can families today balance health, priorities with busy schedules and daily schedules?
Right now, this is a big concern for me. And because coming from childhood, where for many of us who grew up in Nigeria of say 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you would remember running around freely. Childhood was about playing. We didn't have fences around our houses. We just ran, at least that was my experience. Run to school, run back, What that did was, no matter how much food you ate, you burnt it. Played outside. TV did not come on till 4 p.m. Parents may not even allow you watch TV more than 1 hour. So you would play outside, you would run, you climb trees. That was staying healthy without realizing it. Fast forward to current day. We're carrying our children in the car. We drop them in school, back home. We add chocolate on the way, add cake. So they're eating unhealthy, they're not burning it off. We're doing the same things. We're living sedentary lifestyles. The better your life gets in Nigeria, the less likely you are to walk. The more likely you are to enter car, and from car to aeroplane, and from aeroplane to elevator. And so you're not really exercising, you're not keeping fit. And then on top of that, as a busy exec, what happens? You get to eat big food, and we're not living healthy lives. So this is a big concern. And then it's affecting, so you see that the whole family, I've talked of children, I've talked of the adults. If we're all unhealthy, our thinking even will not be correct. We will not relate well. So the family life will suffer. Health suffers. Everything ultimately suffers. Yeah. So health is very important.
Okay. What are some common challenges families face with health and wellness, and how can we overcome them? I know you've said something like that, because this is same like the challenges. Yeah.
So that's also a very good question. You see, when we pursue, you mentioned something in your question previously, the busy life, right?
Yes.
Why are we busy? We're busy because we want to make money, usually. We're chasing after the things we want to get. Material things, wealth. If we can get more money, then we can pay this bill, then we can pay that bill, then we can do this thing. But then we sacrifice health. All it takes is one sickness. One big sickness hits, and it can clear all that
money. So sad.
It can clear all that money. So why don't we change our strategy? And instead of chasing money, and then using that money to chase health, what if we chase health? What if we chased health and then we used what money we could? We will build slower, but we will build better.
Yeah. That is going to be a very big
change, right?
Change.
Yes.
I mean, it's not gonna be easy, because people will not buy the idea. What am I chasing health for? That will be the question. Just like you said before, when someone gets to the hospital and is on a life machine, like my late mom died on a life machine. So once I want to life machine, I don't want to hear. Now she comes out her life, then she begins to appreciate the natural hair. That person will understand when you say chase health. Not someone that wake up in the morning and feel everything is okay and you say chase health. I'm like, what am I chasing health for?
I'm already healthy.
I've got bills to pay.
I'm fine. Now, many of us think we're fine, or we're on the way to not fine.
Because people just collapse today.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the time your body shuts down and says, Oga, you are not fine,
it's late.
It's late.
Yeah. That's a very important. It's a big concern, but it's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of awareness, for people to actually understand that it's truthful and the benefits.
Yes, absolutely.
How important is it for parents to model healthy habits to their children?
I love this question. Because you see, when you become a parent, parenting is about leadership. And like John Maxwell likes to say, leadership is influence. Influence, how do you influence somebody? How many of us, if you think of your own childhood, how much influence came from rules and regulations? Do this, don't do that. That's not what moves you. You watch what your parents are doing. If you have a parent that sneaks to drink and says, don't drink. You too, you will sneak to drink. If you have a parent that smokes and drops the cigarette, but many children learn to smoke from the butt of what their father used to drop.
From even going to buy me.
Or going to buy it for their father.
Go and buy me cigarettes.
Buy me
cigarettes. Yeah.
That's where they learn it from.
Yeah.
So there is no way you will say that you want a healthy family and the responsibility will not start with you. You have to be healthy. If you're eating junk, your children will eat junk. If you start eating healthy, and I'm saying this from personal experience as well. We were concerned about our children because pizza, when I was growing up, pizza was few and far between. You hardly saw pizza.
You even knew pizza. I was Ajekbako. I don't even know what pizza was.
My mom would make once in a while, usually festive season, she would make pizza. She had one pizza dish.
No, you guys were classic.
I remember it because her pizza dish was one.
Yeah.
That broke, and that was the end. Her pizza regime ended. But today, children feel that I passed my exam, buy pizza. We're in a good mood, buy pizza. Now I'm sure with the current economy, some pizzas are reducing in some houses, but the reality is those kinds of diets few and far between, maybe not so bad. You live on those kinds of things, you're clogging your arteries. And then on top of that, again, you're living a sedentary lifestyle. Hey, you're just putting yourself on death row for what?
You know, pizza itself is not a bad food.
It's not.
If you're making it yourself. If you're making it yourself.
It depends on what you put inside.
Yeah, because
even if you make it yourself, what you put inside, if you put junk inside, is junk.
This is what I'm saying, even what you put inside. Or I used to make pizza for my kids every Sunday, and I use olive oil.
Okay.
Pure olive oil.
No cheese.
No, the cheese will make it organic cheese.
Organic
so it's milk based. And the milk used is organic. So that means those animals eat only grass.
True. Okay.
Not the chemical cheese.
Yes.
That's why I don't buy cheese in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
The cheese here in Nigeria are not real cheese. You can't even eat it. Real cheese, you have to eat it by itself. Because I cut it and put it inside snack boxes. But I can't even eat the cheese here in Nigeria.
Wow.
The cheese here are not cheese.
Wow.
It's not cheese. I don't know if they have good cheese, but
Gen Z will say the cheese is not cheesy.
No, this one in Nigeria is not cheesy. You know? Anyway, if you're eating cheese in Nigeria, to you, maybe you have to order or make your own cheese. Wow. Even yogurt here, only God will help us. Everybody's making yogurt. Yeah, it's because dairy products are something we have to be very, very careful. Because every sickness comes from the dairy.
A lot of them do.
And people don't understand that. A lot of stomach problem, everything comes from the dairy. Mucus, everything is from the dairy. So where's the source? That is, So anyway, that's for another day. Now, what strategies do you suggest for families looking to build a stronger home? To help them connect, to help them have a good relationship.
Now imagine that we could connect on some of these values. I think if we connect on values, it really helps. So take, for example, we want to be healthy, right? That's a value.
Yeah.
If it's a value for our family, what are the healthy habits? Maybe we start going for walks.
Together.
Guess what? If we're walking together, automatically we will talk together.
Yeah.
We will bond.
Yeah.
Okay. What about exercise? Today we have YouTube. Put on your YouTube video and all of you dance together and sweat together. You'll be amazed how much you will laugh. You'll be amazed how much you will, you will be fitter.
Yeah.
And you're creating that habit when your children are building, because you're building memories.
Exactly.
What they will remember from childhood is, that time when we used to dance. That time and it's fun. It doesn't have to be expensive to build a healthy, happy family.
Very true.
These are things that we can do that make a difference.
Very true. I saw this family, some people, they have a lot and then they try to downgrade. So this family that left all they have, they moved into, there are places overseas where you can build, like in a forest, they have land. So they build eco-friendly homes, yes. And they moved there. So there's no store around them. They have the water, so they fish to eat.
Wow.
Even their, what's it called? For them to do number 2, they recycle. And they use those produce, for their plants.
Yes.
So they try to live naturally. So what was the purpose? I was asking. They wanted the family to be together. So they had this small place. So they always sit down together and talk. No television. No television. Everybody wants to sit down together and talk. So they have a fireplace.
This thing you mentioned, this no television. Don't bring it up in your house.
No, it's most homes today. No, you cannot even try.
Yes, but what I try to help the children understand is that you see these gadgets. If you don't control them, they will control you.
They control you, yeah, for so true.
And you don't realize it in one day. It's over time. You just find that we've all been in this house together.
I've not even seen you since morning. Yeah. Everybody's busy.
I can be on my own. Yeah. I can be on your own. Yeah. And we didn't even look at each other's eyes.
In fact, sometimes you might even get to see that the child have headache online on the person's page, and the mom is sitting down there.
And you're sitting down there.
You won't know. You have to say,
absolutely.
You're feeling headache and you didn't tell me. And he's online. So true.
Very true. So we have to be very deliberate in this day and age.
We'll be right back.
Catch up on our weekly programs on the Kaine Kranda show, from pillow talk to talk shows and kitchen sessions, The streets are not left out, as we also engage via our street hangouts and student dialogue. Entertainment at its peak with music star and sports review with a host of other exciting programs. Tune into our YouTube channel and other social media channels at the Kranda Show to stay engaged all day long.
I've been chatting with Miss Tolu, and I tell you, there's nothing in this life that you think you know all. Because the day you think you know everything, go and check yourself. Maybe you're close to going to the grave. You need people to always, learn from. There are masters. Today we have a masterpiece. Not because she's experiencing what she does. And I tell you, you don't look at people in what they look like. Look at people for who they are. Some people are always like, I went to Harvard, I have PhD. What do you know? Hear from masters. So now, could you share some practical tips, for families wanting to connect and live healthily? And I know you have mentioned some of them, but some people will like everything you say. So where do I? Some people can ask that kind of question.
Where do I start?
Where do I start? How do I start? So what do I do? So people just like that. So just give the tips, like start. What are the tips?
Okay, so first of all, I want to say that there's no one size fits all. And I do not sit here as the person who knows how to run your home, okay? You have your home because you are the experts at running your own home. Having said that, there are certain things that we need to acknowledge. I think awareness is always the first step in making change.
Yeah.
That you're aware that what we've been doing so far is not taking us where we want to go. If you want to have a healthy family and you've been living an unhealthy lifestyle and you're not even aware, then you just continue doing what you've been doing. But when you're aware and you realize, we're overweight, do those checks, do health checks, find out. There's a weight that's appropriate for your height. There's a weight range. If your weight is outside of that range, there's a problem that is brewing. It's not a problem yet, sometimes, but it's going to be down the line. So find out, what is your current health status? And there's some basic indices that you can find out about, okay? So your weight, as opposed to your height. Why? And as an adult, you get to a height and you can't grow taller. There's no amount of beans I'll eat now that will make me grow taller. I've reached my max. So, but I can grow bigger.
Yeah.
So what are the things I can do about my weight? Weight, I keep emphasizing because that's very important. Your sugar intake, your salt intake. Okay, there are certain limits to some of those things. So it's good to first of all be aware, where am I? Before we start talking, where do I want to go? Okay. Usually there's coaching also available for some of these things. So you can always reach out and we can do customized. We usually do customized.
Okay, so if you want personalized coaching on that, so she's open for that. Yes. So you can contact us. You can contact her because actually it has to be personalized. Yes. Because two people are not the same.
Two people are not the same.
Yeah.
Two families are not the same.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Now, how can families support each other emotionally during tough times?
Oh. Family support, that's within the family?
Yeah, because talking about, as a coach, as a marriage, coach.
So the thing with support when you're going through tough times is that you can't build it in the tough time. Your support base is built during peacetime.
Before
the tough time.
The tough time.
Yes. So what happens is many times we ignore the family. We take for granted one another. We don't matter. The boss is calling in the office, that person matters. The secretary is calling in the office, that person matters. The client matters. But my wife, my husband, is it not? We do see finish. And when you see finish with one another in peacetime, then don't be surprised if that person is not as available as you would have liked during tough times. So we need to respect and regard one another. Your most important people are the people who are affected when something happens to you. Many of us are important. Right now, people are watching you. People are watching you. But they don't really know you. You see, when you go back home, when I go back home, those guys are our most important people.
Yeah.
If we don't take them seriously, if I collapse here now, these guys are going to be, wow. Or who is going to run and drop everything and come and pick me? Those are the guys that matter. But how am I treating them during peacetime? So it's very important, and many of us don't think about these things. The value of your family is huge. Your children, your husband, your wife, huge. But what are we doing with them? So I'll say what we should do is those things that bond us together. Forget the differences. Differences are normal. It's normal that I am outspoken and somebody else is quiet. It's normal. How do we work together with these differences to build a team? So it's about team building.
Very true. Anyway, from what you said before, from what you said before, you say looking. You said something, and I asked a question. So people are looking for help. You know that actually need help, but they're not asking for it. Now, how would you carefully offer the help to them
when they're not
asking for it? And they know. Is it pride that is making us not to ask, or do we feel like, oh, I have it all figured out, but it's obvious that I need help, but I'm not asking?
So it's different things. For some people, it's pride, like you mentioned. For some people, it's ignorance. They don't know that they need help. Somebody needs to point it out to them.
What if you point your hand and say, please, I'm not interested?
That's another problem, right? That we don't take advice from just anybody. They say, there's a saying that goes, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So if you just come in and say the way you are behaving, I think you need, nobody's really going to, because I just feel you're trying to put me down. I'll feel repulsed by that. But it needs to be from a caring perspective, point of view, yes.
Not judging.
Not judging.
Showing love first, empathy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Most people lack genuine love. Most people lack genuine, and that's why many homes have problems too, because just like you said, the see finish. Now the man or the woman goes out to have a shoulder, thinking this person is giving more attention by listening.
Yes.
Maybe sometimes you're talking to your husband, he's not even listening. Or you're talking to your wife, she's not listening. And someone in the office is listening.
Exactly.
And that person becomes the shoulder.
Exactly. This is how emotional affairs easily develop. It's not intentional.
It's not intentional. Yes. Exactly.
It's a cry for help.
So but because sometimes you're seeing this thing is coming, you're seeing smoke, something is going wrong. And then it's not like you intend to put it. You don't want it to happen. How do you prevent it?
Are you talking like an emotional affair now?
Yes, because now we're coming to relationship now. Because this is something that is actually a problem in our society.
Absolutely.
We cannot deny it. A lot of people are decent, never planned for it, and it's happening.
Of course.
They never saw it coming, just like innocently. I'm always coming to your house. Probably you're a man, and maybe you're a sign or something. And I was telling you, and for 1 hour I'll be, venting, and all you do just listening to me, and I'll cry, and you give me vibes. You're like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay. Even when I'm home, I'm thinking about you. I wish he's here. I'm just telling him, he's the only one that will understand what I'm going through. Now there's nothing happening. It's innocently. Now, sometimes something begins to happen. Hands begin to wipe your face. And before you know it, you're talking about this person in your home, unknown to you. Emotions outside coming in. How do we prevent such things?
So again, this comes back to the marriage relationship, the value you place on it. Okay. For some people, it is the way you've described, and they are in distress and the other person is not there for them. And you see that there's a gap, there's a vacuum, and life abhors vacuums. Something will fill it.
Exactly.
So you keep a vacuum for long enough, something will fill it. Now for women are more emotional, right, than men. But men also have needs. So a man's needs And there's so much we can unpack here, right? So you have a man who needs respect. Honor and respect are so important to a man. And he's getting it in the office. And he's getting it in church or in the mosque or wherever. He's getting it everywhere else. But he comes home and
is ignored. It's not respected.
Yes, come again. Or they don't even flinch. It's like if nothing happened. And that keeps going on. He will migrate to where he's getting the respect. That's problem number one. Now, where he's getting it, it depends again on what is happening there. Because if he's getting that respect and that person is open, something can begin to develop there. The second thing I want to say is if we want to keep our relationship healthy, we should be open and be accountable to one another. How many women can tell their husband, guy, I saw one fine guy today. I saw one fine guy. Kai. If you can say that, if you have a healthy enough relationship that you can say that and he's not feeling, you are seeing who? What happened? And he can be open. Are you serious? Who is fine like that? The guy not fine like that, sir.
He's not as fine as me, I think.
He's not as fine as me. If you can have that kind of conversation, you have deflated whatever was planning to happen. If the man can come home and say, someone babe today, Kai, my eye just did me 20. Hey, are you serious? Where she did? If both of you can be friends like that, it's less likely to happen.
You've gone too far because that is, I don't think that happens in this country. Maybe 20%.
It does, but you see, you have to build it.
You have to build it.
You have to build it.
Consciously.
It's not a magic thing.
Consciously.
It's deliberate.
Yes. Very true.
And it comes from those smaller things, that we can understand that this is my person. We're a team. One of the things that helped us in courtship was we agreed that it will always be us versus whatever. Even if that whatever is a flaw in one of us. Us versus whatever. So that way, it's not, I came home and I said, and I showed him a picture of one of them, and why is this guy standing beside you? You start checking your phone.
Why is your ex still inside this picture?
If you have that kind of relationship, it's hard for somebody to
open up. You cannot open up.
And if you can't open up here, you will open up somewhere.
You cannot open up. And this is a big problem.
It is.
A lot of people are exposed, very learned.
Yeah.
But this little thing, as little as this thing is, it has torn a lot of families apart. The picture I saw today, your ex is there by your side. What's happening?
So you now start having to hide.
You have to hide. And then why are you hiding?
That's where the devil operates.
And again, why were you hiding when your ex was there? That means you're not even confident to face your ex. What's going on? So there's no balance. Because, okay, I went to the hospital with my husband recently, and then we sat down together like this. And opposite my husband, a lady actually sat down and opened her legs like this. God. Yes. Yes, she was wearing a skirt. And then that was not even enough. She will now bend down and like she bent down over 6 times. She will now bend like this.
Oh boy.
And carry her phone. And I'm looking at this lady and I'm looking at my husband. And I'm like, okay, what the heck? What is happening here? And then she will now sit down like this. Then she will now do like this. And my dress is very short.
Okay.
Then she will now do like this again. I'm trying to penetrate to look at what she's showing. Yes, I was trying to look. Then she will look at me. I'm like, this is a daylight. I don't understand. So what is her intention? Like when she goes out, or maybe he'll go ask her for her phone number. And I looked at him and he stepped out for a while. He went to answer a call. See, in my mind, I was like, okay, why is he going out?
He's probably trying to escape.
And then he came back later and I said, okay. So later I called him. I said, did you notice the donkey opening? He said, yeah, but I mean, if he had gone out, I would tell him he couldn't withstand it. I mean, what is that what she was doing? But he did not even notice. But he saw what she was doing. You see, we talk about it. Good. I did not just like ignore it. I talked. We have to spill it out. Yes, so what if I was not there? Do you understand? But even if you're there, someone that wants to do it will still do it. So this has one little thing. It happens sometimes in our face, sometimes behind us. But most times, most people are not able to handle this openness.
Okay. Being able to
Because
talk
I
about
might
it.
be judged. If I go tell my husband, like, you know, I was with this guy, man, this guy smells so good. He's so, the man will like, why are you talking so much about him? Now, that little thing will make me now, I won't say everything I want to say. So it's been wonderful today, and I know you enjoyed the program today, so let us know. And if you have any question, don't forget, she has personalized training, you know, and if you want to get in contact with Mrs. Tolu, you can always reach out.
Yep.
And then you have one-on-one with her for marriage counseling, for health counseling, and she can be your mentor. You do mentorship too?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Once in a
So
while.
she can also mentor you.
And take a few.
So because she's really experienced. So keep subscribing and follow. Don't forget, we are the Kaine Kranda Show. Thank you so much for being there for us.
Thank you.
We love you.